What's up, fight fans? And I'm back at it with another one here at Round One Sports Talk. I want to make a quick video about some of the fights that happened last night and what it means in the landscape throughout boxing. And I'm also going to make a prediction on the Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford fight. So without further ado, let's get into this video. You're not going to want to miss this video. Please like, subscribe, click the bell icons to get all your notification. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. So, last night was a good night for boxing. Errol Spence Jr. Terrence Crawford is scheduled for July 29th. With that being said, Jerron Boots Ennis fought last night. He had a pretty impressive performance, but he looked like he was having a little bit too much fun in the fight. I felt like he had his opponent outclassed. And he gave his opponent a lot of opportunities. As you can see in the fight last night, that his opponent was very durable. If anything, he was durable. That was the first time he's ever been knocked down in his career. So hats off to Jerron Boots Ennis. He did show great ringness, IQ, when he wasn't playing around with this guy. What this does for Jerron Boots Ennis, it keeps him active. It keeps him in fight fans' minds. You know, we just saw him. He got a 10th round stoppage, knockout victory. So you don't want to sit around on a shelf for a year or two, 18 months, 12 months, waiting around for your opponent. You don't want ring rust to develop. So staying active in the division is essential, and it's very, very, very key. So good job for the American Jerron Boots Ennis. And there was another fight last night. Luis Neres fought last night. Although Luis Neres did look good last night, I have to admit he still looked like Luis Neres. Nothing's really changed in his approach or his style of fighting. He's a slugger. He's a slugger, and he hits pretty hard, so he relies on that in breaking his opponent down. I don't think that he possesses the type of skill that can fight with a man such as Stephen Kubo, Fulton, Naoya Inoue, but time will tell. So, as far as Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford, I wanted to make a prediction on that fight. And my prediction is the winner of that fight is going to be us. USA is going to win that fight. Because if you haven't noticed, both of these fighters are American fighters. And whichever fighter wins, guess what's going to happen? We are going to get our first, in the full four-belt era, 147-pound, unanimous, undisputed champion of the world. We will be getting that, and he will be an American. Yes, he will. Although America, we're so much, always going against each other, and we're so used to it of being forced to pick your favorite fighter. Well, you know what? I'm picking the American in that fight. How about that? Okay? It's not like Naoya Inoue and Stephen Kubo Fulton fight, where there's a Japanese fighter versus an American fighter. You know what I'm saying? There's a chance that America can lose 2 belts or can retain the 2 belts, okay? Because I haven't counted Stephen Kubo Fulton out in this fight, because like I said in my previous interviews, I am expecting to see the best version of Stephen Kubo Fulton. So maybe the best man win. So we had some great fights. The UFC kicked off a card last night too. It's very impressive. There were some big knockouts there. I watched that as well. I was also looking up to see if Tyson Fury and Usyk was eventually, going to sign on the dotted line because, let's just face it. For all the champions that we have right now currently in the sport of boxing, American champions, the most prestigious belt in all of boxing is the heavyweight championship of the world. And if we do not have the heavyweight championship of the world, well, then we're not at the top of boxing. Let's just call it like it is. You know what I'm saying? You can sit there and you can say, no, the U.S. has X, Y, and Z, so many champions throughout all the divisions. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the heavyweight championship is the most prestigious belt in all of boxing. Reason being is because Naoya Inoue cannot whoop Tyson Fury. 5'5" to 6'9", 118 pounds versus 250. It's just not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Errol Spence Jr., Terrence Crawford not beating Tyson Fury. They're just too big of men. And that's why the heavyweight championship is the most prestigious belt in all of boxing, because those are the biggest men on the planet that are banging it out. They're at the top of the food chain, you know what I'm saying, so to speak. So, and that's why they made the pound for pound, because pound for pound and stylistically, skill-wise, Naoya Inoue has more skill than Tyson Fury, okay? But he wouldn't beat him. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we made up things like the pound for pound list, to give recognition and acknowledgement to the guys that are more skilled at lower divisions. And in a true pound for pound list, the original pound for pound list, if you didn't know this, heavyweight champions of the world were not allowed on that list. You could not put a heavyweight champion on the list, because by default, they were already the best. You see what I'm saying? Because they were at the top. So the pound for pound list, in actuality, the word pound for pound is just a phrase. It doesn't actually mean like pound for pound, because skill for skill didn't sound as good. You see what I'm saying? So they named it pound for pound. So on the real pound for pound list, before all these alterations to the list and all these boxing people and everything made their own rules of why fighters should get on that list, before all that happened, and the pound for pound list was at one time a prestigious list to be on, you could not put a heavyweight champion on that list. You see? And they used that as a gimmick to give the lower divisions some notoriety there, so that's what it was established for. You know what I'm saying? To expand boxing, to say, hey, well, we got other guys over here, you see? So, there are a lot of gimmicks and ways to market fighters and fightings and to get viewers to tune in to the fights. One of the biggest ways is give us the best fighting the best. And that is one of the ways you will get viewers to tune in. And they have been doing so. There has been some great fights all the way up until this point. 2023, is a big year for boxing, and we haven't even finished it. So I would like to see how the rest of the year plays out. My anticipation builds every day for the Naoya Inoue Stephen Kubo Fulton fight. I just can't wait for that fight. I have also been told that the translation of Naoya Inoue's related injury was not his knee. So there's a little controversy behind the scenes. I can't read Japan, and my iPhone translator doesn't always translate the right thing, So someone's saying that it was his hands, but whether it was his hand, his knee, his ankle, listen, I don't think that they would go forward in the fight schedule or look for another date if he could not perform. You know what I'm saying? I know that fighters push themselves to the brink and to the limit. There was a young fighter from my hometown, Jamie Ortiz, that he just recently missed weight, unfortunately, due to him trying to push himself to try to make the fight happen. He did everything in his power to try to get to that night. His injury will not allow him to perform, and, some might say that his camp should have pulled out. But a fighter, some fighters are real stubborn. They don't want to pull out, because you're not going to get opportunities like this every day, and when your opportunity comes, you better be ready to get in that ring and perform, and not only perform, but win, because when you go into a fight, you don't want to go into the fight just surviving. You don't want to go into the fight saying, I'm going to take a moral victory by surviving 12 rounds of a beating from this guy. And I'm going to take a moral win. That's not good enough. You want to win those fights. You want to win the big fights. So when they put you in position and they call your number, you better be ready. Okay? So that's why a lot of fighters push themselves and don't pull out on fights and have shady performances, and you do not know what's going on behind the scenes. But hopefully both men in these in their training camp, I wish them successful training camps, non-injuring training camps, and I hope that this fight is on schedule and that there's no pullouts at the last hour. You know, I've seen that in fights. You know, I've seen fighters weigh in the night before the fight, and all of a sudden I wake up the next day and the fight is canceled, or there's someone else in his place. And I'm like, what the hell happened? This guy just weighed in yesterday. Things like this happen. They happen in the sport of boxing. So, like I said, I wish the best. 2 healthy training camps for Naoya Inoue and Stephen Kubo Fulton. I wish 2 healthy training camps for Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford. Man, guys, thank you for signing on the dotted line and for giving us one of the biggest, highly anticipated matchups I've 10, 20 years, man. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been waiting for a fight like this. I've been waiting for a fight like this for a very long time. And thank you to Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford, Naoya Inoue, and Stephen Kubo Fulton providing such a fight. I want to make another video and touch up still some more Naoya Inoue and Stephen Kubo Fulton, because there is so much you can talk about this fight on either side. So, look, fight fans, we have another big fight coming up, July 15th. Frank Martin, he's going to fight. That is another interesting fight because, that in itself in the 135-pound division, there are a lot of people that are going after Devin Haney right now. Devin Haney has all 4 belts. Shakur Stevenson is in negotiation. So there are a lot of big fights, and, the sport of boxing is not going to let us down. So, look, fight fans, let me know what you think about the fight so far. Who do you got in these fights? And please tune in with me to watch these fights. So that's all I have for you today. I wanted to make a short video. And thank you for all the subscribers. I've been meaning to give you guys shout outs, but I gotta be honest with you. My eyes are bad, man, and I'll be looking at them little, and I'll be like, man, I know I'm working on it. I'm gonna get some glasses, man. I'll be having my girl read them off to me sometimes, and she can't even read some of these names and shit. But I just want to let you guys know from the bottom of my heart, every person that has subscribed to my channel, thank you, and I see you, and I see you. You know what I'm saying? I read all the comments. I answer all the comments. I enjoy talking with you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy talking and watching my videos. And please leave a like in this video and show support to the channel. That's all I have for you. Thank you, fight fans, and I'm back at it with another one on the next video. Peace.